Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Mayor Jeff Wagner, the City of Pasadena, the Pasadena Police Department, and the Pasadena Volunteer Fire Department, it is my great honor to welcome you all here today to the ribbon cutting ceremony for our brand new, state-of-the-art Police Academy and Fire Training facilities. You know, 2020 has been a very trying time for all of us, but through it all, I believe Pasadena has been truly blessed. Our first responders have worked hard to keep us all safe and secure, and they've done a wonderful job at that. Our administration, along with Team Pasadena, has managed to keep all of our city services operational and functioning, along with keeping our infrastructure moving forward. A great example of that is these two buildings that are here that we're celebrating today. So without further ado, I'll get this thing rolling on. I want to introduce the finest police chief in the country, our police chief, Josh Bruger.
Thank you, Rex. To start with, one of the things I want to tell you all is this actually is a historic day. One of the things that I found out this morning when I was talking to some of our old heads, as we like to call them, was that this is the first police academy that's been built from the ground up for the Pasadena Police Department. That's quite an accomplishment. Everything we've had in the past has been retrofitted, so it's a huge accomplishment for us to have something that is built specifically for training. One of the things that I pride ourselves on with the police department is that we are recognized as one of the premier training agencies in the region. And this building will just go to add to attracting folks to come here for training. One of the things that makes me really proud is just the building. If you've been in it, one of the things I hear is, man, this is really nice. And so that's quite an accomplishment. And before I turn it over to Lieutenant Dombrowski, I really want to thank the staff of the Academy who worked on the design, worked with a contractor on making sure everything got done. And last but not least, Robbie Lyde, your staff for all of the tremendous hard work that went into it. And last but not least, but Mayor and Council for pushing this project through. I can't tell you how many times I've heard we're about to build a new academy, we're going to have a bond election, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Probably for the last 10 years, I've heard it more than once. And to finally see this come to fruition is really a tremendous accomplishment. So thank you to the mayor and thank you to council. And I'm going to turn it over right now to the Personnel and Training Commander, Lieutenant John Dombrowski. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I'm grateful for an opportunity to talk today. I wanted to acknowledge some people. This was a big project, and I've got a few facts to kind of throw out on it. First thing I want to do is acknowledge Robbie Lyde and Todd Cubbage, who provided support all through this, answered questions that we had we wouldn't have known the answers to, so I appreciate all the help that you guys gave. We still talk almost every day on it, and I appreciate everything you did. 33 cadet classes graduated from that building on Spencer. 33. That building was never intended to be a police academy, and what we accomplished there goes without saying from a building that we had to modify to fit. As early as 1995, we were drawing plans to move into a dedicated facility, and now that vision's a reality. And I want to thank the mayor and council for pushing this through and making this a reality today. And I promise you that you will look back at this and say this was money well spent when you see the product that we deliver here. A first-class training facility means little if it is not staffed by a first-class training cadre. And I wanted to recognize my staff today, truly professionals from everything from basic police academy, firearms training, defensive tactics, everything in between. The success of this division is due to you, and I appreciate the effort that you guys put forth every day. I want to recognize Alyssa Sanchez, our administrative assistant, who remembers everything that we forget and keeps everything organized with all the TCO paperwork. She's come in this year and done a remarkable job. And the last thing I want to say, I assure everybody here we're watching current events closely, and that the training that we give these officers, we consistently update it to stay and exceed current standards nationwide. We continually watch it, we'll continue to evolve, and again, thanks for the opportunity, thank you for the facility. I'll turn this over to Chief LANNY Armstrong of the Pasadena Volunteer Fire Department now. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Dombrowski. This is going to be really short and sweet because I really do believe that all these buildings speak for themselves. You know, the mayor and council has made a significant commitment to public safety, and this is just a perfect example of it. I want to thank Todd and Robbie for their diligence in putting this together, as well as David Brannon, who was assisted us with project management. Again, if you look on the side of these fire trucks, it has a number 1 on it. That's a Class 1 fire department. And this facility right here is going to keep us at a Class 1 fire department. So thank you very much, Mayor and Council. Thank you to the citizens of Pasadena for continuing to support us all. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our Honorable Mayor, Jeff Wagner.
Walking on these grounds here really makes my heart just flutter, because one of the first meetings I had as mayor was with the chief of police and LANNY Armstrong. And I knew that for years and years and years, we've talked about building facilities, training facilities. I took a tour of our fire facility out here. It was a shed with a big fan. I took a tour of the police academy. When I realized there was only, I hope the number is about 5 showers that 20 guys had to share to be back in class on time, I knew that was unacceptable. We went back to the office. I said, this is how we're going to do this. We're not going to use the old plans that was drawn 20 years ago. We're going to make a new plan that fit our department these days. I'm very, very proud of the crew that were out here. Robbie, your crew. Weber, your crew. Chief, both chiefs, the crews you had out here to make sure as they was building, it's everything that we needed to fit our departments. You know, I come from a law enforcement career, and I know how important law enforcement is for our city. You know, the Constitution, the framers who wrote that, they realized that among their purpose of writing that was to establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. They knew that if we wanted a land of liberty, we had to be a land of laws, lawful order. We need to train our law enforcement officers to meet and just understand what they're up against these days. We hear constantly the rights of criminals. We never hear the rights of victims, and we definitely don't hear the rights of police officers. We know that. We are going to train officers from this facilities to go out and fight the crime that needs to be fought, but do it in the right way where it keeps them out of trouble, but also put the bad guy in jail. It's very important that we understand these facilities are just more important than just money being poured in the buildings. This is going to be the establishment of law and order throughout our community. Our police department is the best police department because of the training we've had. This is going to be another tool to help them beyond the training they had to understand more of what's going on in the world today. Our firefighters, again, I talked about the shed that they had. That's all they had. Out here in 110-degree heat, training in a shed with the fan. I could not believe when I saw that with my own eyes. Our fire department, when I say our fire department is the best fire department, there's reasons why I say that, and I'm going to tell you why. Our response time is better than anyone else. Our equipment, better than anyone else. Our personnel are volunteers. What passion, what heartfelt commitment to a community than anyone could be to be a volunteer firefighter, a part of a volunteer fire department. It is well spent, any money we spend on our fire department. God bless our fire department, our police department. God bless these buildings from this time on to make sure we do the training we need to make sure our officers and our fire personnel are safe and well equipped to fight crime and fires of today. God bless everybody here.